All right, we're back. It's Good Vibes time. I'm Martin Foss with Debbie Cox DeNova. And today, before we get to the topic, is a very special day in Debbie's world. So, first of all, happy birthday, Debbie.
Thank you.
All right, let's roll in the graphics so Debbie can see it.
Thank you.
All right, what you think about
I
that?
love that.
Aaron
Thank
he did a
you.
great job,
Thank
didn't
you, Aaron.
he? All right, good deal. So, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Without further ado, we'll get to the topic.
Yeah.
So let's reshape reality since you just went through that. Reshaping reality. What are we talking about?
Oh, okay. This is another one where you're going to want to grab a pen and paper at home because this is going to change your entire life. Okay. Reshaping reality. First of all, it's important for us to review the fact that everyone is living a different reality. If we could actually look at the data that reality consists of, just this microphone, our eyeball, hair, right? It would be too much for us to actually conceptualize. So our mind is designed to create a reality of our own that is specific to our wants, needs, desires, and survival. And for all of us, that means we're all living a different reality, right? And what we don't realize, or what most of us do not realize, is that we have agency, now that we're adults, right, in creating the reality that we live into. When we're children is where most of our beliefs and programs are installed, most of what we call reality. And just as a reminder, the reticular activating system, that bundle of nerves right here at the bottom of the base of the brain, is there in part to help us extract the data that is important to us. And how does it know what's important? We tell it based on what we say to ourselves. So this information comes from Dr. Noah St. John, and he says that your world, the quality of your world, really relies upon two things: the quality of your communications to yourself, so your inner game, and your quality of communications outside of yourself to other people. Okay. And today we're going to talk a lot about your inside game, how you're talking to yourself, and how you can actually reshape your reality immediately. Now, if we're talking about overriding bad programming, we have to identify what that bad programming is. So, first thing at home, make sure that you write on your piece of paper what it is that you desire, what kind of life you would like to lead. You're not going to have enough time within the space of this conversation to do that justice. But at some point in time, you want to get very specific and clear about where you want to go. That way, you can see how you're existing in your day-to-day life that is out of alignment with what you actually want. Okay, becomes super clear once you've set the target and you say you want to live a specific life. What inside programs might be preventing you
One
from doing
word?
that? No, just go as deep as you possibly
Okay.
can with this
All right.
exercise.
All right.
Okay. So you're
Okay.
going to want to write it in detail. And what really helps is future pacing. So you're going to want to actually write it in present tense, like it's already happened. So the energy of it is like, yeah, I'm living this type of life and I'm experiencing this, and act as though it already happened. Positive language, remembering that the mind doesn't register the not or don't. You don't want to put pictures in your mind of things that you don't want. Okay. So there's that. Know that, but then also know that you need a compelling reason to change. Humans need a compelling reason. If you don't have a deep enough why to, it's going to be very difficult for you to create change in your life. So identify what your why to is and go deep on this as well. Get to the emotional part. What is this doing to your children? If you're having a hard time losing weight and you can't run with your children, how is that impacting your life? How is it impacting their lives? What example are you setting for your children? So write your why to on a deep, deep level. What is it that you want to create in the world? What is your vision? Okay. And then the old way of overriding your beliefs is affirmations. We've talked about this before. And affirmations can be very, very helpful. They're statements that are meant to override limiting programming, disempowering programming with the truth, right? So if, for example, you were a child and somehow at age 4, some little kid in school said you were stupid. You're so stupid. And you might actually be very, very smart, but you took that in as a belief. Then you might get to an age where subconsciously this is still running. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. And if you try to do an affirmation that says, I'm so smart, what's interesting is that science has found that if you cannot get behind this belief, you actually can reinforce the old belief. So I say, for example, let's just do a ridiculous one. Martin, I want you to affirm that you have green hair. I have green hair. I have green hair. I can have you say that for days, and you're not going to actually ever believe that you have green hair. Why? Because the embedded belief within you is the knowledge that you don't have green hair, right? So every time you say I have green hair, you might laugh, you might, and what's happening is that your subconscious mind is more deeply being embedded into the old belief, okay? So this is the automatic search function of your brain, pulling out, extracting data from the outside world, okay? And psychologists call this embedded presupposition factor of the brain, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to shift that embedded presupposition factor of the brain to align with what you want. Affirmations work sometimes, but most of the time they don't because of what I just said. If you can't get behind the belief of it, then it's very hard. So Dr. Noach at St. John discovered a method that overrides that block that your subconscious mind puts up by tapping into the cortex and its desire to solve problems and answer questions. And that is what we call afformations, AFFORMATIONS. And afformations, instead of being a statement that overrides your limiting belief systems, is actually a question that begins with why. So it taps into the cortex and has the cortex want to answer the question. So instead of saying, I am so smart, you would say, why am I so smart? How these are questions that begin with why that actually engage the cortex part of your brain, the part that wants to solve problems, and your brain loves to solve problems and answer questions that are asked of it, okay? The problem is that most of us don't realize that we're actually asking on a loop disempowering questions. So you've already written, hopefully at home, somewhat of what you want in your life. Now it's time to actually put a spotlight, and we call this shadow work, right? Put a spotlight on the disempowering questions that you're asking yourself. So some of the examples that might come up from as a result of trauma, basically, that's happened in your past. Why am I so stupid? Why is there always more month at the end of the money? Why do I always attract the same type of person in dating? Why am I so fat? Why am I getting old? Why does this always keep happening? Okay. These are disempowering questions that are running on a loop in so many people. And what you don't realize is that the brain loves to answer questions, and it does not have an opinion about what kind of questions you ask. It will answer those questions. So if you're asking yourself over and over again, why does this keep happening to me? You are literally asking your brain to find you reasons why it keeps happening to you. And the thing is that it is already just going to take for granted that it always keeps happening to you. So this is how you're reinforcing your reality and why you keep creating the same reality. Now, the thing about asking why questions instead of statements. So, why am I so smart? Why do I always have more money at the end of the month? Why am I so lucky? Is that you don't have to actually answer those questions, okay? You're going to take those as given, right? You're going to ask the question, and what you're actually doing is directing your focus to what in your world actually does exist. And with focus, we grow what we are looking at, right? So if I ask you why you're so smart, you instead of going, well, I'm not so smart because here are all these examples, you're actually going to go, well, I'm smart because I do this. And then, in ninth grade, this happened, and I actually won this award. So, and so your brain is actually going to start amplifying this, and you'll show up differently. You'll volunteer for different things. You'll believe in yourself in different arenas. And it happens over a very short period of time. But you have to do this consistently. So identify 3 of the most disempowering questions that you ask yourself on paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create the affirmations that are associated with those 3 limiting questions, okay? Once you've written that down, it's not enough. It's like you don't go to the gym and just lift weights like one time and expect. It's got to be consistency.
So if you're overweight, you look in the mirror and you go, I've lost a few pounds today. And that's affirmation?
It is. That's affirmation, right? Because that's a statement.
Okay.
Affirmation would be like, why am I losing so much weight so quickly?
Yeah.
Right?
Why am I looking so good?
Right. And you to this point may have gained weight, right? But if you start asking yourself, why do I lose weight so quick? Why is it so easy for me to lose weight? And you do that on a consistent basis using the core 4. There are 4 modes of communication. Dr. St. John says this. 4 modes. So there's reading, there's writing, there's speaking, and there's listening. If you use all four, the core four modes of communication on a daily basis, you can assimilate the affirmations in your system more quickly. So how do we do that? Okay, so he says that for writing, you would write your all three of the ones that you've chosen affirmations 15 times in a row. Just write them like you write lines on the chalkboard at school, right? You're getting it into your system. You speak it out loud. Read it out loud to yourself. And then you can listen using an app we may have talked about before called Think Up. You can download Think Up for free. There are paid versions of it, but you can at least record 2 affirmations for free in your own voice and listen back while you play music or silently. And you're going to listen to your own voice overriding with the affirmation. Okay? So reading, writing, listening, and then speaking it to just read it out
We
loud
were
to
at
yourself.
lunch the other day, and this was the topic. Do you wear elastic? You know, men can get elastic dress pants that
Yeah.
sort of go with your waist size.
Yeah.
I said, hell no. I want to know how much weight I'm losing by wearing the belt. So you know if you got to lose weight, you go that other notch. And
Yeah.
with elastic, you can't tell.
Right.
It just shrinks
Just
automatically.
gives you the illusion that
I want to
everything's
know I'm
fine.
losing weight.
Exactly.
Of course,
Exactly.
if it works the other way, you're going, uh-oh.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's important. And it's important that we understand that this is just a beginning point to reshape your reality, right? You have to take action. So you have to take action based on the inspiration that comes as a result of assimilating these questions on a regular basis. So right now at home, write 3 action steps that you can actually take today that are in alignment with with your desire, the new desire that you want to create using your affirmations. Okay, so you write your desire. You write the disempowering, at least 3 of the disempowering questions that are running within you. You write the affirmations that are associated with those disempowering questions. You assimilate them with the core 4, reading, writing, listening, speaking, right? At least for 30 days. Do it for as long as it would take to make a habit. And then you want to make sure that you write 3 actions and then take action when the inspiration hits you.
Well, that's cool. And it's a great show. And just the fact that we were sitting at lunch talking about wearing what they call those pants. Somebody brought it up. It's the ones with the elastic. Oh, there's a specific name for men
Okay.
where you get these pants and they stretch. Just the fact that they came up at the table told everybody, we better get busy
Yes, get busy.
because we don't want to be in that category.
And start with the right questions.
There you go. Well, Debbie, happy birthday.
Thank you.
What are you going to do for your 39th birthday week?
Oh, it's been a series of events. And I'm going to the beach this weekend, so it's
All
going to be
right.
good.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Debbie Cox the Nova, the 39-year-old here. And we'll keep having good vibes. Next week will be another topic. And great topics. We enjoy having Debbie here. We'll see you again next time around.